Today we're taking a look at the new 2024 Lift 33 from Mathews. Just a reminder guys, head on over to mikesarchery.com to pick up any of our latest logo gear. We got plenty of hats and shirts as well as any gear you might need for your next adventure. Welcome back to Mike's Archery, and today we're looking at the new 2024 lineup by Mathews, and we have got the new Lift 33 here on the table. So we're going to take a look at some of the specs and give you a rundown on this bow. Now the new 33 is coming in with a speed rating at 343 feet per second, and that is with a little bit of caveat. They did all their speed tests on an 80% module. We'll be doing ours on the 85. I'm sure they gained a foot or two by dropping to that 80% module. Now with the axle to axle at 33 inches, you get an overall cam to cam length at 39. And the brace height on this bow is coming in at 6.5 inches. Now the advertised factory weight on this bow is 4.26 pounds. And when we took it out of the box, we got 4.4. And when we threw it on the scale without the dampeners on there, we got it down to 4.2. So spot on with what Mathews' advertised weight is. So we like to see that because we don't see it real often from most of these manufacturers. But Mathews has definitely lightened up these new Lift bows for this year, and they are showing it on the scale as real. Now as far as the draw length on the new 33, you're going to be able to take that bow from 26 inches on the short end out to 31.5. Unfortunately, they did not get that full 32 inches out of this bow, so if you're that really long draw guy, you're going to want to have to look at something else, probably their Atlas or one of their other long draw bows. For the most of us, 26 to 31.5 is going to cover everybody out there. Now as far as the draw weight option on this bow, that is one of the new things that Mathews has done. They've added several weight options with their new module system. You're going to be able to get this bow to go all the way down to a 55 pound, coming up every 5 pound increment from 60, 65, 70, 75, and they even added 80 pounds on the upper end. So in the past, if you were unhappy that Mathews had stopped at 75 pounds and didn't go any lighter than 60, with this new module system, you're able to get these bows all the way up to an 80 pound max and all the way down to a 55 on the lighter end of things. Take another turn off, you'll be able to really get this bow down if you need that option to get a lighter weight on your bow. Now they've still got all those modules available in 80 or 85% let off, as well as all their draw length options throughout those bows. Now as we take a look at some of the new features for this bow, there's been a lot of new redesigned things on the new Lift platform. So starting off, we've got the new redesigned riser. They put a lot more cutouts into this bow. Obviously that's where they're taking some of the weight out of it, and it looks great with all the new options on there. So they do have a new cam on this bow. It is a completely redesigned cam, still using their SwitchWeight technology, but with all those extra draw length as well as weight options on there, it still has the same options to flop those in and out, to change all those with that SwitchWeight module in there. Now they also changed to a new limb system. This is very similar to what we saw come out on the target side of things with the new Tidal. It is a slimmer, thinner limb with the axle sitting on top of that limb. It still has that RPD rubber in the middle of it, but overall it is a redesigned, lighter, thinner limb with those threaded axles sitting on top, much like their Tidal. They've also changed to a new limb pocket system. It has a new engaged limb leg, so if you've seen those limb legs in the past, we love that feature on the Mathews. You just have to get the new limb legs to work with the new Lift. These will not retrofit to their older ones, and the old ones will not fit these new limb pockets, but it is a redesigned setup. Both of them are still available in their accessory line. Now, obviously, they kept with that bridge lock technology with all their integrated systems. You've still got the dovetail bridge lock sight option on the top, your integrated rest with that dovetail on the back, and you've still got that bridge lock stabilizer option right below the grip. That still allows you to use all your conventional accessories that you've had in the past, so those mounting holes are still there for anything that you've used before, but they want to lock you into that Mathews accessory system. It does help, and it does shoot a little better when you use that fully integrated system, and they want you to go there, but you still have that option to use your old accessories or any accessory that may not fit on these bows from the past. Now the new cams are still compatible with the stay afield system, which is a nice feature if you find yourself needing to work on these bows just without a press. They've still incorporated that with the new cams to be able to work here. It also still functions with their Silent Connect system, so if you've liked that in the past, all those features moved forward with the new Lift. Now one of the other new features for this year is the matched bowstrings. Mathews, as well as a lot of other manufacturers, have been upgrading their strings over the last few years, and Mathews has come with their new matched strings. Time will tell how much better those are than the zebra twist and things that they've had in the past, but overall it seems to be a great set of strings that we've noticed on these new bows. One of the other features they did keep with the engaged grip on this bow, but it is now shot sense compatible. And if you saw that when they came out with the title on their target side of things, this new shot sense is something that is going to mount underneath that grip. It's going to Bluetooth into your phone and allow you to track all the vibration, all the torque, all the way that you're handling this bow and shooting it, so that you can use that information to improve over time. Now, as far as the color palette for 2024, they've still got some of those great solid colors with the black and ambush and granite that they've had the last few years, but they've also added the new earth color for this year. Now, as far as the camo side of things, you've got your Realtree Edge, as well as First Light Spectre, Elevated 2, and Subalpine. But then they've also added that old school Mossy Oak Bottomland for this year. We're getting a lot of great reaction out of that color. Guys really like that old school pattern. Now, the other new color that they've come out with for this year is going to be the Fade to Black, and that's going to be available in 3 options. This bow will fade in color from black out to granite, earth, as well as ambush, and it'll give a nice difference if you want to upgrade on those charges and bring in a fade to black option. It's going to be a great looking new color from Mathews to differentiate it from everyone else. Now, as far as the price point on the new 33, this bow is going to come to you at $1,329, and we expected a price increase not only from Mathews but from some of the competition, and it's here. So if you're looking at some of these new lifts, $1,329 is where the 33 is going to fall for 2024. Now, as usual, we'll step back to the lane. We'll take some shots out of this bow. We'll shoot it over the chronograph, giving you a breakdown of all the speeds, as well as the noise rating and the overall feel of this bow. As usual, we'll be shooting it on 29-inch draw length, 70 pounds, and 85% let off. So we step back here to the lane with the new Lift 33, and we're going to take this bow and shoot it over the chronograph, give you a breakdown of all the speeds and things. As usual, shooting these bows on 29-inch draw length, 70 pounds, and 85% let off. You saw it sitting there on the engaged limb legs. Always one of our favorite features about the Mathews are those engaged limb legs. So if you buy a new bow, make sure you get a set of those with them. But we're going to shoot this bow over the chronograph and see how it does. All right, so on the 33, with 350 grains, we've got 316 feet per second. So coming in a little quicker than what we saw last year, which was expected with these new numbers. Now on the 400 grain arrow, we got 297, and with a 450 grain arrow, we got 283. As we went out to a 500 grain arrow, it dropped off down to 270 feet per second. Overall, some really great numbers out of this bow, putting up some nice speeds, which is exactly what we expected out of Mathews. Now, as we look at the decibel meter, the 33 is coming in at 93.2 decibels. So a nice quiet hunting bow. It's just a nice shooting bow overall. Obviously, Mathews known for its quietness over the years, and this is no different with the new Lift. Now, as far as shootability on this bow, I'll start with the grip because it's probably my least favorite thing, and then we'll go into the things that are good about it. But it's still the engaged grip. I just don't like it personally. That Chris B grip really kind of, firms that thing up and just makes it sit a little better. But after that, this bow is fantastic. And I know we noticed this on the title, and Mathews, traditionally top heavy, the new 33, not so much. So with this new redesigned cutout riser, everything that they did to it still balances and sits very well in your hand, aims very well. The forgiveness of this 33 is going to be a real shooter if you're looking for that longer axle-to-axle bow. And then the aftershot and draw cycle in this bow is just butter. It's just smooth as can be. That longer axle-to-axle helping that draw cycle. Comes over really nice, really smooth. Doesn't drop off harsh. It's got a little build, but that's where they're getting that extra speed. But still, very smooth coming over. And then the aftershot, Mathews, always dead in the hand, always as dead as probably any bow out there on the market. And these new lifts, no different. I mean, I don't want to say that they're deader than last year's, but boy, you shoot them side by side, it's hard to tell. But man, is it just really dead and a really nice feeling shooting bow. So overall, Mathews has got a winner for 2024. We expect nothing less out of them every year, and they've really brought it home with the new Lift. So if you're looking for one of these new bows, just give us a call here at Mike's Archery so we can have you shoot one, put one in your hands, accessories, all the options, accessories, and logo gear from Mathews are available online on our website, and we can ship all those things to you. Can't ship you bows, but we can certainly ship you any of the accessories if you're not finding them locally. So give us a call at Mike's Archery so we can get you set up with some new Mathews stuff.